Good morning, travelers. Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. Today is December 22nd, 2016. Can you believe it? We're almost through the year. There is light at the end of the tunnel, people. I woke up this morning like somebody put rockets in my shoes, but that's good because this Mercury retrograde has really been messing with me. Anyway, over the Facebook group, everybody's clamoring for the monthlies. So I'm going to, and yeah, you can find the link to the Facebook group in the About box section of my channel, along with the website, all of that stuff. Twitter, Tumblr links. Like, share, follow. Even the blog on the website, you don't have to have an account for WordPress. You can simply sign up by email, and that way you'll be notified. I have been extremely busy. I am working my way. I'm almost done with my Akashic records. It's been kind of difficult because the Mercury retrograde, I haven't been able to focus very much. And that is really the kind of work where you have to be highly, highly focused. But I'm almost done. Please, please, please do not email me and ask me anything about the monthlies. They will be coming. More than likely, it'll be the end, this last week of December, maybe the first week of January. I've been a bit under the weather. I think I've been working too hard. And I'm going to be taking a little break here in the next couple of days. So let's see. We know Mercury's in retrograde. I tell you what, Uranus is waking up. Some of the craziest stuff has been happening. I've been watching the news. I had the strangest occurrence happen to me yesterday. And I'm sure it has to do with the Saturn in Sagittarius and the Sun in Sagittarius. Today, the Sun has moved to 0 degrees Capricorn. That's what makes it the first day of winter. That was yesterday. But sometimes it can lag behind, that energy. And literally, my South Node is in Sagittarius. And I had, along with the Sun was there, so that this is the universe trying to shine a light on the South Node. And the South Node really is Groundhog Day. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. But I had a situation occur to me yesterday. It was the exact same down to the conversation and even some of the same phrases used. And when I saw it, my ears just kind of perked up and I thought, holy smokes. I was astounded. So what do you do when something like that occurs, where you know exactly how the situation is going to play out? You know it because you've done it before. You've seen it. I have just never had it occur in this particular manner, where even some of the same phrasing, exact words, exact phrasing was used. I have never had that occur. So that really, really got my attention. So what can I do? Well, I can either choose to wade back in, or I can choose to detach myself and just watch it all play out. I'm going to opt for the second option. What does Yogi Berra say? When you come to a fork in the road, take it. So, I can either go left, I can go right, or I can stand still in the center. And the reason why I'm going to choose to stand and watch it unfold is because there's a lesson there for me, most definitely. And with the Sun shining on that South Node, I think that this is going to be my opportunity to really have a breakthrough. So I'm even kind of excited about it, and I don't feel any way about it. So pay attention to things like that if they occur to you, because really they're trying to get your attention. It's always easy to go back and do the same thing that you've done before. That's a lot easier. It's more comfortable. But then hopefully you get to a point where you're like, holy smokes. And then you just pay attention. So we shall see. I have the, what do you call it? I have the Rider-Waite. I need a new deck of these. The Angel Answers, the Heart Oracle Tarot, and I have the regular Sibilas with me today. So we're going to do a quick spread because I've got a I've got some more work I've got to get done and an Akashic Records presentation in a few hours. So I do hope that all of you are as stress-free as possible moving into the holidays. If you are traveling, please travel safely. I hope that good weather holds out for you. Welcome new subscribers, old subscribers. Thanks for hanging in with me. Okay, I think that's it. Let's get started. We're going to do a quick 9-card reading. I hope you can see the cards here. I have this light on behind me. I woke up early this morning and went outside. It was so foggy. It's going to be 86 degrees here on Christmas. So for those of you who are in the cold, if the weather's warm enough and I get a chance to go swimming, I will make sure to swim a couple of laps for you. Because surely you would do the same for me if you were like in Aruba or someplace, right? Okay, 9 cards. Here we go. King of Cups, 6 of Wands, Page of Cups, 2 of Swords, the Death card, the Hierophant, excuse me, King of Wands, 4 of Cups, and the 7 of Coins. Let me see. Do I have any repeater cards here? No, I do not. However, I do have a 5, 6, a 4, 5, 6, and a 7. So it's what's missing. That's not here. I have the 2. 3's not here. There's a 4. The 8, the 9, and the 10. That's what's missing. There are no aces. Let's see what's underneath the deck. The 4 of Wands. So that's in effect 2 4s. 2 4s speak to a possible change in address or moving. This could be a literal move or a figurative move. Okay. Now, what I have in the center, we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, I found this. I've been looking for it for a week. Thank you, Archangel Zadkiel. Same place I've been looking. There it was. What I have in the center is the Death card. Now, for you new subscribers, and perhaps those of you who are not familiar with the tarot is broken up into 2 groups. We have 22 cards known as the Major Arcana. These are your spiritual lessons, the higher learning lessons, the higher self lessons. And then you have the pip cards. And the pip cards would include the number cards, the 2, the 5, the 4, okay, and as well as the court cards. And interestingly, I have 3 court cards here. These are reading, some of these are reading like an energy. This Page of Cups is reading like an energy here to me. Anyway, the Major Arcana are going to take the greater weight over the pip cards. In other words, they hold more sway. Even though there's more pip cards and only 2 Major Arcana, they still hold more sway over the reading. Right in the center, we have the Death card. The Death card is really about the end of a cycle. It is about a transformation of a situation or a transformation in a particular area in your life. It is about old things, putting aside old things and clearing your plate so that new things can come in. These are new lessons coming in. Even when we pass away, physically pass away, our shell, we are transformed or transmuted into a different type of energy. Okay, so that is the Death card. What the Death card is simply, it's a very, very karmic card. It is about cycles, completions, transformations, regenerations, and the imagery on the death card, as you can see, the horse, the death rides in on a white horse. We always look at white horses as saviors or carriers to better times and better things. But as you can see, the imagery there, there's the Pope standing in front imploring death to come another day. We see the Queen on her knees. The king has already fallen. He's dead. And the implication is that, you know, no one can prevent death. In other words, no one can prevent changes. This is the natural cycle of things, just as when we have moved from fall into winter. The fall cycle is dead now. So now we're going into the winter. So there are changes, and it's a natural cycle, and you can't change it. Now, that being said, we can fight against those changes. That leaves us being stuck in a place, and then, you know, we can't figure out why it is. Sometimes it's just about being in the comfort zone, all right? But then after a while, the comfort zone doesn't become comfortable anymore. So this is really the universe trying to get you to change a few things, okay? As you can see, there is the sun in the background between those two towers. And that lets you know that whatever it is that you're going through, eventually it will change. There is light at the end of the tunnel there. What I find interesting is that I have the Pope here imploring death not to come in, please to stop. But here he is again. Okay, and I think that's highly significant. So what I'm looking at, that's our focus. And the way the cards, the death card, that's our focus. And so what I'm looking at, the way I read the cards is past, present, future, and then the interplay of the cards. So what I'm looking at is a water sign individual who, for all intents and purposes, has something to celebrate. This is what the Six of Wands is all about. The Six of Wands is a victory. It speaks to Jupiter in Leo. Leo is all about that fire and that drive. It's a passionate sign. And someone being able to take whatever it was that they've been doing, kind of formulate it, maybe get everybody on board. And so there's something to celebrate. So this could be about some type of group activity. It is a Wands card, so it could very well be some kind of culmination of a work project or business deal, something of that nature. We can see that whatever this victory is, this water sign individual feels quite good about it. But at the same time, it's as though whatever this Six of Wands represents, it is bringing another opportunity in. Pages represent news, they represent messages. So this could literally be, you've been with a group of people, you guys have been working on a project, you got it together, and now that project, that one project that perhaps you spent, and I would assume you spent some time on it because it's Six Wands, okay? And now that project is leading to something else, okay? Which is great. We always like to see that. But then we have here in the center across in the present row, we have the Two of Swords. Now this is, the Two of Swords represents choices. This is the moon in Leo. So here we have Jupiter, and Jupiter is the great benefic. He can bring wonderful opportunities in. At the same time, though, you can't have Jupiter in excess. This is doing too much of a good thing. This is being overly expansive, spending too much, drinking too much, eating too much, having, you know, 3 or 4 romantic relationships. You're juggling a bunch of people. So there is a negative side to everything. But here comes the moon. And the moon rules emotions. It rules psychic visions. It rules hormones. It rules women. It is about the mother and the home. And it's not comfortable in Leo, okay? Because Leo's a fire sign. The moon is a water element. And so what this tells me is that there is some indecision. Swords represent communications, thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, ideas, the written word, the spoken word. This could be about Facebook, Twitter, your website, okay? These are the kinds of things that the swords represent. And we can see here that someone is sitting on the fence about making a decision. There's some type of deep emotional component with this indecision. This can represent someone who feels as though they do not have all of the information that they need to make a decision. With the swords at the ready, if something comes at them that they're not in the mood to hear or not willing to hear, they're in a position to, chop that crap off. You can see that the woman is sitting with her arms crossed over her heart. So there's someone being on the defensive and indecisive. In a sense, it's like they're protecting their heart, or they're protecting the core of something. The person is sitting on a bench. This means being at rest. And as you can, I don't know if you can see that very well, but the water is rather ripply behind this female. So what this tells me is that there's a lot of deep emotional indecision going on underneath the surface. At the top, everybody looks cool and still and firm and together, but underneath, it's a roiling sea of emotion. What you can't see close up on this card is that it always appears to me that this figure in the cards has one eye not fully covered. Okay. And what that says is either this person doesn't see how they're going to make the decision, or they can't figure out how to communicate whatever this decision is. Okay. But at the same time, having one eye not covered all the way, they know what they should do. All right. But for whatever reason, they are deciding to stay where they are. Now, in one respect, I see that the death card comes in to say, okay, well, that shit's over now. Okay. And then we move into the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a 5, and the Hierophant, all 5 speak to changes. Okay. The Hierophant rules universities, big corporations like IBM, Boeing. He rules the military, any place where there's a hierarchical structure, churches. He rules as well marriages and contracts. The underlying message of the Hierophant, though, is about doing the right thing, adhering to the social norms and social mores. But he is also ruled by Venus. And Venus, everybody just thinks of Venus as, the love planet. Well, the true story of Venus is that Venus was unfaithful. She was married to Mars. No, actually, she was married to Vulcano. And she had an affair with Mars. Okay. Venus is in love with love. Venus likes beautiful things. She likes the fine life. If you notice that the glyph for Venus looks like a hand mirror. So this is someone, or the attitude of being very, very wrapped up in the self. Okay. Venus may not be true love, but it can be passionate love. Okay. So Venus and Taurus rule the second house of astrology. The second house, let me read to you this right quick. So what you're looking at is some kind of indecision about what is the right thing to do. Well, the death card says, well, since you can't make the decision here, let me come in and change some crap for you. It says the second house shows a person's earning capacity and how they handle money, despite what, I don't want to read that. It says, personal planets found here receive an overtone of Taurus's concern for money, possessions, and security. They're speaking to what happens if certain planets fall in the second house or have a sun Taurus. It says when the sun falls here, a person's identity is tied to how much money he or she makes. So in other words, you can be a Scorpio on the second house. So you are a Scorpio sun, but your Scorpio and your sun falls on the second house of Taurus, which means that your identity is going to be tied up in how much money you make, your possessions that you own. The flash. Okay. I can see what's interesting to me is that this whatever this Two of Swords represents, this indecision, we see we have the two keys there at the bottom, and this speaks to secret knowledge, okay? Esoteric knowledge. As you can see, the Hierophant there is making the symbol of the secret sign of Kabbalic magic, or his crown and scepter are geared towards receiving knowledge from the higher self. The role of the Hierophant, however, is to disseminate his information down to the masses. And as you can see, you have the two acolytes at the base. So the question becomes, well, if your values are so wrapped up in your possessions and what you think, is that a true value? What is really important and precious to you? I keep getting the message that somebody's asking the question, why? I don't know what's happening, but I keep getting that they're asking the message, why? They're asking the question, why? Because he's got that why on his back. So somebody, I think, has come to a crossroads in their life in terms of perhaps their position. We see that the Hierophant is in an elevated position, or is questioning whether or not something is the right thing to do, or how is this going to make me look to other people or appear to other people, or is it going to, this is about your value system. And I think someone's value system might be coming into play. Now, I'm looking at this King of Wands here. This is going to be a fire sign individual. And I'm not ascribing this to males, because all of us can. Matter of fact, I kind of feel like this because I'm really fired up to get some stuff done and off my plate. So we all have those feminine and masculine energy. So we're going to say that this is a fire sign. And if not a fire sign, this is someone with the attributes of this fire king. Someone who's got a lot of projects on their plate, someone who delegates, or sometimes on the negative side may have trouble delegating things to other people, who's very focused, very determined, gregarious, outgoing, can be overbearing and egotistical, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And so we see that this king, fire king here, is looking back towards the past. Now, if I'm going to look at the knighting here, this could be the coming together of a water sign and a fire sign. They would be, in one respect, two people on equal footing, with the Hierophant in the center. So if this is not some kind of financial deal, Taurus, then this is some type of, I tend to think it's some type of financial deal. It's some type of merger coming together. And maybe this person, there were three people in the situation, three people in a business deal, and one of them has dropped out. Well, now what do I do? I don't know what I should do here, but I know I have to do something because time is closing on this. Okay. This is an interesting spread. So we can see this fire king looking back towards the past. He has turned his back on an offer here. Okay. Now, it could be that maybe a third person, okay, let's say there may have been four people in this situation, okay? And we know that perhaps one of them has dropped out. Now, this still kind of leaves us three people, and maybe what we need to really get the deal, we've got to find that fourth person. And maybe a fourth person has stepped forward. Maybe this is the mediator, so to speak, okay? And, but this king, fire king, is not having it. He's not interested in this fourth element, this fourth cup, maybe this fourth person coming in. He has completely turned his back. Why? He wants it to be like it was before. Well, here's the death card to say, no, that can't happen. So if this is some kind of business deal that some of you may be waiting on. We do know that we have the Mercury retrograde. We don't have all of the information yet. So what you need to remember is that Mercury, when it goes into retrograde, is in there really, even though you don't understand what's going on, things are confusing, you're not hearing back from people, there are lots of mixed messages. People's they're getting angry, they're getting frustrated, but Mercury's in the background gathering information. So eventually this is going to right itself. Trust that that will happen. As you can see, we end with this 7 of coins here. Okay. Now the 7 of coins, the 7 of coins, the 7 of coin is the card of waiting for your harvest to come in, or deciding if you're going to reap what you have sown. We see that there's been a lot of effort, and this is what the coins represent. The coins don't just represent money, but they represent the actual doing of the work. Okay, the coins represent the physical sphere, the getting in there, rolling your sleeves up, and getting the work done. Okay, now we can see that someone is weighing this up. So in other words, it could be let me take a look. 1 second. You see, I have these 2 horses here. He has a wreath attached to his wand, which represents peace, wealth, victory. But he has the rose of truth. And they are somewhat similar in the sense that they are circular. Okay? So in other words, this could be something that has been going on for quite some time. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is not perhaps a romantic situation. However, this is really not reading to me this way. This is speaking to me more about some type of business deal, about some type of business decision. We only have the 2 cups here. One is an offer being proffered, and one is someone they're not having it. So what this, I think, would mean is that someone has to weigh up whether or not they're going to continue on their own or without this Fire King here. Now, I do have the 2 fours. This is the overall energy, and the overall energy of the spread is the 4 of Wands. Now, this is a card about celebrations. It is the card of stability. It is also known as the marriage card, okay? Now, again, maybe there's somebody here having to choose between 2 people. You know, it kind of really doesn't. This could even be a same-sex marriage. Okay, we have the 2 kings here. It really does not read to me like a relationship issue. So the way I have to interpret the 4 of Wands, even though that's known as the marriage card, it has shown up here with the Hierophant. It simply is speaking to a new contract, okay? One that ultimately will give you the kind of security and the rewards and the results that you're looking for. There are all kinds of marriages. Some people are married to people. Some people are married to their work. Some people are married to a particular type of belief system. So what do you wed yourself to? There are the 2 keys. And I think for whomever might be going through this situation, I think they're going to gain some very, very important knowledge coming in. Let's go to the Sibilas right quick. Oh. I want to look at this 2 of Swords because really, not the Death card is not You see, we see this water king has come to, and this would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Um, this could be sun, moon, and rising. And by the way, if you book a personal reading with me, I do not read for moon or rising signs. I only mention it in the general readings here because there's so many people watching. I only read for personal readings on sun signs. That's it. I had to bring that up because I had somebody send me a whole bunch of crazy foolishness for a reading. I've got Libra at the 14th degree, and I'm like, what the hell? No. So anyway, we see that this water king here is going through a transformation and has, and opportunity is really not the right word, so to speak, because that would be an ace. But if I take a look at the cards, we can in effect say that this seventh pentacle at the foot of this guy here is an ace. So here I have this new thing. Where do I plant it in my garden? Do I have enough room for it? How am I going to fit it in? Is it going to be an extra responsibility? Do I want that extra responsibility? I've already gotten all of this done. It took me a long time to get that. You see, it's on a green verdant bush, so it says that there's a lot of fruit to partake of here. So here's this thing, and so this is about somebody who's resting before making a decision on what to do. This represents Saturn and Taurus. Now, we have the two Saturn cards here, and I mean the two Taurus cards here. And Saturn is all about fear. He rules time. He rules karma. He's the Lord of karma. He is about restrictions and limitations. It can be obligations, other people tying you down, weighing you down. This could even be that there's some type of group of people tying you down, weighing you down. And the reason why I say that is because, remember, it rules corporations, groups, organizations. Maybe this is someone trying to determine, what do I need to do? I've done all I can do in this situation. Now I have to, obviously, I have to move and do something different now. I think the message from this page to the Death card to the King of Wands, whatever this is speaking about here, I think that the message is dead. And this particular king has turned his back. So, in other words, I would tend to think that this king has left the picture. He, in one respect, is still some type of factor in it. Maybe it is just there's a few other paperwork things to sign. I don't know. And so you can, in effect, the salamander, it's a cold-blooded animal, even though that's fire. And what I'm picking up is that the fire has left. The passion is no longer there. The person is no longer interested. They are no longer emotionally invested. This queen here on her knees in the Death card is leaning, her head is leaning back into the Hierophant card. I think this is someone not wanting to let go, or is trying to, or is poised to get the message. you know, if this is a relationship issue, it would be, I think, someone in the family who is saying, no, 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 stick it out, whatever that means. Stick it out because it's the right thing to do. Well, beseeching you, don't do it. You know, we depend on you. That's not socially acceptable, or, you know. But what's interesting is, you know, what should be a celebration here, and this card is about celebrations. This is not necessarily about being in a marriage or relationship. This is about you have finally coming to a place where you have something to celebrate. And maybe you need to celebrate that all by yourself, you know. Be very, very proud of the accomplishments that you've achieved through whatever this cycle is here. This could be about private celebrations within the family and with friends. But this Four of Cups, it's like, well, you know, I accomplished something. It was a victory here, but this victory transforms something, someone, a situation, but someone is not accepting of it. We have lots of cards of waiting here. Well, not lots of cards, but and these two cards are, and here there's waiting, pausing cards. And sure, granted, if there is if it's something highly, highly important, then sometimes the best thing to do is, yes, to wait. This does not read like a third person. It reads more like an energy. But that is not to say, you know, I'm not picking up, so to speak, three people in a situation. I could, technically, because I have the 3 court cards here. But this would be like a child. And interestingly, I have the baby here. The baby, see? See, there's the Pope. There's the Queen. There's the heir. The heir is the only one who's not afraid. Why? Has no clue what the hell's going on, so why fear it? No concept of right and wrong. Let's take a look at what this Two of Swords has to say. Wow. Okay, what I have is melancholia, disgrazia, the Tower card, okay, the house on fire, and then the gran consolazione, which is great success achieved after a long time. And kind of what the message that I'm getting is that there has been some sadness or some depression, perhaps because someone is sitting on the fence, or they feel they don't have enough information to make a decision. But remember, the swords represents beliefs, thoughts, and perceptions. That's simply what you think. Don't believe everything your mind tells you. Don't believe everything you think, because everything that you think is not true. Okay? And maybe that's why we have this. It has led to some type of extremely misfortunate situation, unfortunate situation. Okay? This is things going up in flames. This could be your hopes, your dreams in some respect. Man, I worked so hard on this. It's just the shit's going up in flames. But this card to me coming in this future position also lets me know that out of this utter destruction and this ruin, okay, you can still achieve what it is you want to achieve. You just don't see that yet. Let's take a look at the Four of Cups. And then I'm going to look at the Seven of Pentacles. Now I want to look at the Four of Cups. Those are the two. Because this is like, well, you know, sometimes you have to take a loss, you know. But in one respect, if I'm going to look at it, this future vertical column here, whatever this offer is, please try to tune in to whatever your higher self is telling you, and you will know what the right thing is to do, okay? And take your time in weighing it up. I would definitely give that advice in terms of Mercury retrograde. You know, like for me, like I said, that situation came back and I'm just like, God, it was the same exact thing. Well, the right thing for me to do now is just to try to stand where I am, you know, and ultimately that ace is going to be offered to me. Now, I have the Donna Maritata, the Alegria, and the Belvedere, falling on the Four of Cups. Withdrawal. It's the Lord of blended pleasure. In other words, I got, you know, what I got's okay. You know, I'm not too interested in whatever this is. But this could also be someone taking a time out to try to figure out, how do I want to put this? I don't have the word for it because it's cups, it's an emotion. Okay, it's not necessarily love, it's just emotion. And maybe this is someone really not wanting to feel whatever it is that they're feeling. So they choose not to, okay? And remember I was saying that this could be about maybe there's a group of people that you've been working with, you've done something, and now this Pope is, people in the family or someone in the group is saying, no, 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 stick it out. Don't, you know, come on, don't do that. Don't do it. Well, here we have the Donna Maritata, and she's in the past position. So what I'm looking at, if it is not a married woman, because this card speaks respect for a married woman. If it is not about a married woman, then it is about someone who's in a nurturing capacity. Guess what? Here we have the card of family and friends as well. Okay? So this tells me that this is some kind of group dynamic. And then we have the Belvedere. This is the card of foresight and planning. But yet it falls on the Four of Cups. That is so odd to me, and I really don't even have an explanation for that. So there is, this is also the moon in Cancer. Remember I was telling you how the moon rules the home, the mother? There it is. There it is. Someone either being hesitant or not wanting to deal with the emotions surrounding this Donna Maritata, and the friends and family, because these two cards taken together really are this card is rather neutral. These cards are neutral, okay? This card is neutral, and that's kind of the energy. It's neutral. It's a neutral situation. I can take it or leave it, but it doesn't read like I can take it or leave it. It reads like someone trying to decide what it is that they need to do. Let me go ahead and pull one angel answer card here. It still looks as though there might be, I still stand by that, a change of address or a move of some sort. The two horses are indicative of, they're both white, are both indicative of movement. And then with the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands. Now, if I want to just look at that, this is somebody who really isn't too, the two fours, they emotionally are not feeling whatever this Four of Wands is all about. That is the home, the marriage card, the moving in, the shacking up together card. They're not feeling that too much. You know, and maybe what this is saying is that the family and friends are like, yeah, it's going to be good for you, you know. But ultimately, you have to do what's right for yourself. You know, when you make decisions based upon the wants of other people, that never works out. You end up becoming resentful, and angry and very unhappy. People ain't gotta like your decisions. You know, they ain't gotta agree with them. God, this card came up the other day. Compromise. I don't know what that means. Some of you must be going through something out there. Let's pull one. And this is that Jupiter and Libra energy. You know, Libra is all about the balance, compromise, coming to agreements, negotiations, mediations, fairly balanced. Libra represents the descendant, the seventh house. That is your partner, whether this is business partner, marriage partner, partnerships with family and friends. And when one side of the scale is unbalanced, it is unequal, and the inequality in it can create a whole bunch of havoc. Well, what do you know? Now I can't remember. Let me see what that, because I can't ever remember. It's done by colors, and I can never remember the stinking colors. Just bear with me 1 second. I want to say this is it's a Wands card, so that would be 2. Indeed, 4 of Wands. No, it's not a Wands card. Hold on. It's a Pentacles. No, it can't be a Pentacles. Hold on, y'all. I can't even tell what color that is. I think it would be Swords. No. Give me a second. Jesus, I just got some new glasses. Do I need some more? What stinking card is this? I hate this book. I love these cards. Oh, that's because I'm looking at the wrong number. Jesus, no wonder. I kept thinking it was a 4. It's actually a 9. Mercury retrograde. So what we have here is the 9 of Wands. It is known as the Rest and Reconsider card. See, look. So celebrate whatever you've done now. Rest and reconsider. Let me read you the thing, and then I'm getting off. The key words for this card are fatigue, perseverance, strength, and recharge. I don't know if you can see that. It's such an ugly glare. Let me turn that light off so maybe you can see that. This is supposed to do low light. Oh, but that's even worse. How about that? Can you see that? So he's sitting on a cliff looking over. It's like, Heathcliff, Heathcliff, take me out on the moors. Okay, now I can't read. See, okay, so sometimes the struggle to create and maintain harmonious and fulfilling relationships just seems like too much work. You put forth your best effort and give more than your share and find that there are still issues to be dealt with. Remember, I was talking about that, okay? You're tired, and at times you just want to give up. The message of this card is to persevere. You may have been disappointed or hurt in the past. Know that those past sorrows have made you stronger, even though you don't feel that way at the moment. This is a good time to briefly step away from any conflict or issues around love. And we're talking about love in all its forms. Give yourself some space to relax and replenish your energy. Continuous effort stresses the body and dulls the mind. You need to rest and reconsider your methods. Your methods. Remember, I was talking about doing the actual doing? Your methods. Okay? Once you've recharged yourself, you'll be stronger, clear-headed, and confident, ready to move forward once again with new ideas about how to improve your situation. And well, what do you know? What came up underneath? And I love it when these two cards, especially when this card comes before this card. There you have it. Well, I hope that message helped. And until next time, namaste. Come over and join me. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Bye.